How to read once and never forget again. Quick question. Have you ever spent hours reading only to forget everything the next day? Well, you are not alone. Most students lost 70% of what they study within 24 hours if they use the wrong method. I'm going to show you 10 science backed techniques that will make you read once and remember forever. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kem Chris and I'm your academic coach. This board, I will break down 10 powerful steps backed by research that top students use to study smart, not harder. If you apply this method, you will not only understand what you study, you will never forget it. Now, let's move to the first step. And this is where large majority of students get it wrong. Over 90% of these tests don't do this first step at all, right? So it says start with a clear, final goal. It's called meta cognition, right? Large majority of students don't study on their own. Don't just open your book randomly. You need to set a specific goal of what you want to study in that session time. Now, for example, if you're a chemistry student and you want to study nomenclature, now you need to set a tiny goal that I master how to name alkanes. Or if you're studying mathematics, you can state a clear goal for yourself that I solve 5 different quadratic questions. It's very important you do this here because your goal you set yourself will help you will help your brain stay focused so that you can achieve it. If you don't have a goal, you just be reading aimlessly. Now this is what will happen here. After studying, quickly rate yourself from 0 to 5 on how confident you are, and this is called meta cognition. Now once you rate yourself, this now you now know what you have mastered and what you have not mastered. Now, this will prevent you for overconfidence. The large majority of students don't go through the first stage. That is why they forget easily. It ever happened to me when I was in school. I actually was set clear target for myself. I'll just go and read randomly. And this is why large majority of students don't actually remember what they studied. So let me know for you. Do you normally in your study time do you set a clear goal for yourself? Leave a comment section. Let me hear from you. So let's move to the second step. Let's move to what? Step 2. Very important. Step 2, learn by retrieval. What do you mean by learn by retrieval? By testing yourself. I can tell you that most students, when they study, they don't test yourself. Now, here's the secret. I want to understand this. Here's the secret. The brain remember best when you pull information from it. Do you understand? The brain remember best when you can try as much as possible to pull information from it. So that is why it's very important to try 5 minutes close book summary. When you study a topic or a paragraph, close it and try as much as possible to summarize it in your own words. How do you understand this? Like majority of people just read everything, copy notes, copy the full textbook. They don't actually try as much as possible to to get information from the brain. When you try to get information from the brain, you stress your brain. It is that stressing of the brain will make you what will make your brain try as much as possible to remember everything you study or solve a past question. For example, if you're a physics student, chemistry student, or mathematics student, right? After you have studied that stuff here, try as much as possible. After you have studied that topic or you have studied the example, what you want to do is to what? Try as much as possible to solve past questions. Solve like 4, 5, 6 different questions on that stuff here. Just that it's going to be of great help to you. For the theory aspects, for the reading aspect, summarize it and try as much as possible to solve more problem on that. That is why I always advise my students whenever they are studying, they should have a past question. This is one way most of my students used to blast their exam. So pause the video now. This is the exercise I want to give to you. Pause the video now. Now try as much as possible to summarize everything you have read last. Everything you have read, try to summarize it in your own ways. right? So far, if this video is helpful, please leave a comment section that this video is helpful. It's very important. This is how we promote this YouTube channel, and give it a like and subscribe if you have not done that. So this is what step 2, right? So let me to what step 3. Step 3. Pay close attention here. Remember, I said I'm going to give you 10 steps, right? 10 steps. If you can do 2, 3, 4, 5 combine it together, you don't need to do all these steps. But if you can do 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 combine it together, you see massive improvements. You know that you have done step 1. If you can do step 1, you see improvement. If you can do step 2, you see improvement. Let's look at what step 3. This is called space your review. This is called space repetition. Now you must understand this here. Cramming keys memory. One of the reasons why you don't remember anything you study at all, or once you finish writing exam, you look as if you have not studied, is because you cram a lot and it keys memory. Now, what are you going to do instead? Review with gap. Now, that is why it's very important you get a specific study timetable. Now, if you have a specific timetable as a student, right? Now, before you read, because the reason why most students are not consistent in their study is because they don't have a consistent study routine with timetable. As a good student, every good student have a study timetable. If you don't have one, I have done a video on how to go study effectively, how to design your specific timetable, because most of them have met me and say that, sir, how do I design timetable? I have done a complete video on that. If you want to get that timetable, leave a message that you want to get the timetable, or by the end of this video, you're going to see an end screen that will take to go watch that timetable. Now, this is what you want to do here. You need to do space repetition. Day 0, right? Here we have day 1, here we have day 4, day 10, and day 30. This is what it means here. For what you study, now, your brain is now, let me just give you something here. Let me just show you something. When you study the first time, this is your brain here. All what you study, or what you have learned to be here. This is where it will be. This is where it will be. And large majority of students, when they study, the information revolve very close to going out. Now, this is your what? Let me just remove this day 0. Now, let us say this is your day 1, right? Now, in your day 4, when you come back and revise it and revise that stuff you have studied, that because if you leave it too long, what will happen here? So information you have learned or read would have gone out. So once you come out in day 4, what will happen here? Once you revise what you have studied and try to do step 1, step 2, I've taught you, what will happen here? The information, instead of just 10 here, what will happen here? It now get down to this point. Now get down, it now be at this point. It's okay. And at this point, it's very hard to forget. Now you now come back again in day 10. Once you come back in day 10, what will happen here? The information you study will come to this point. Now, this is what smart students use. This is what every smart student use. So how are you going to use that here? Each review force your brain to work harder. Like once you are reviewing the stuff, it forces your brain to work harder. Your brain work with when you stress it. Just and when you stress it. So this is what you want to do here. Go and create a timetable for yourself. For example, I don't want to go into that. I don't want this video to be too lengthy. Go and create a timetable for yourself. Now, before you read any subject, go back to what you have reviewed, the previous one. Go back to what you have read, right? You do revision of what you have done, then solve more questions on that. It should take about 4, 5, 6, or 10 minutes to do, because you have already solved the question before. Try to solve more questions, add more questions to it, then before you move towards a new topic. This is how you can easily do what your day 1, day 4, day 10, and day 30. Just is going to be of great help to you. Now, for those of you who will be writing JAMB in 2026 and you need a 90-day blueprint, right? Leave a comment section that you need 90-day blueprint, and I will send to you, right? I've done a blueprint, the number of topics to cover. I've done a blueprint to cover the entire JAMB syllabus in 90 days. That is 3 months. If you want that blueprint, leave a comment section that you want that blueprint, right? So that was step 3. If this video is helpful so far, please leave a comment section that this video is helpful. and I'll be glad to hear from you. So if you want a timetable that will be of great help to you, that you can use to design for your personal study, leave a message that you need a timetable, and I'll be sent to you. Step 4 is what? Interleave topics that is mixed up, and I will explain to you. Don't study in a big block. Now, what does it mean? If, for example, you want to study for 2 hours or 3 hours, now instead of studying one topic for straight out 3 hours, why can't you study similar topic like 3 to 4 topics, 3 to 4 topics in that 3 hours? You break it down. So now, what this does is that you miss related problem. Just and you miss what related problem. Because if you study one topic for too long, it feels so easy, but your brain did not get the most out of it. So what will help is that you can mix 3 to 4 different topics related. If, for example, now you are doing mathematics, you can solve indices. You can solve questions on indices, logarithm. You can also solve question on fraction and any other one. Just now, what this does here, this forces you to pick the right strategy. Now, this help you to know how to solve different problems in the exam. If you can do this here, it's going to be of great help to you. So that what? Step 4. Don't just study in a big block. Study in a little block. This is what the first block, second block, third block, and the rest. Just study 30 minutes for each what topics. It will help you a lot. Try this, it will help you. So I don't think we are going to finish all the 10 different steps, because this video will be too lengthy. So we want to do the last step. If you know that you want the part 2 of this video, leave a message that you want the part 2 of this video. Just and before we move to the last step, which is very important. If you miss last step, it's very important. Last step is very important. So if you're a JAMB student and you want to blast 300 plus in 2026 JAMB, right? Now there's a link that will take you to go read more about our private class. The link will be at the description below. You take to our Slack page. Now the fee for JAMB 2026 class is what? Is 40,000. It's 40,000. But the first 100 person are paying. The first 100 person are paying what? 29,000 for now to your exam. The details of this class will be at the description below. For only those who want to score 300 and above. If you're not interested to score 300 and above, please, you can skip. Just but if you're interested to score 200 and above, go to the description below and you see a link that will take you to where you read all the details, or send me a DM with my phone number and you get more details, right? So let's move to the last step, which is step 5. But I want to do part 2. You know that you need part 2 of this video. Leave a message that you need part 2. Okay, so now let's go on step 5. And step 5 is my most preference aspect, because this is what I'll be using for a very long time that will make me to understand better. If, for example, I want to actually understand anything at all, just like this video I'm producing here, what I'm studying, what I do is step 5. And what is step 5? Elaboration and self-explanation. You need to ask yourself why. Now, you don't just memorize formula. When you see a formula and use to solve, ask yourself, why did it work? Ask yourself, why does it work? It's very important. Now, when you start questioning yourself and start trying to see how the formula is being proven or how it works, this will make you to understand very, very fast. Just now, another way to try it is what? Teach it to an imaginary student. For the one, I've always been a tutor. This is the reason why I keep on learning. I keep on remembering every single thing I study. Why? Because I teach. So now, for example, now you don't have any students or you don't have anybody to teach here. Use imaginary students. This is the best and fastest way to master anything you study. This is the best and fastest way to master anything. By the time you start teaching somebody what you know, now those things you thought you know, when you want to now start, when you want to start teaching it here, you go and read it more. Now you try as much as possible to understand the concept, because you are trying to understand the concept, teach to somebody, make to understand it better, right? I use step 5 every single day. Here's the conclusion of this video here. If you want to read once and never forget again, what you want to do here, don't just rely on passive reading. This is what most men do. Most men do passive reading. Now, what you want to do here, use this top 5 steps I've given to you in this video here. So you start with what? With a clear, tiny goal, very important. Learn by what? Retrieval. Space your review, which called space repetition, interleave topic, and elaborate and self explanation. If you can do these 5 things here, you're going to see massive improvement. I bet you read once and never forget again. Please, if this video is helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you do not miss any other video I'm producing. I produce video on what? Maths, chemistry, and physics, and I take private classes on those subjects. So if you want to, really want to become good in maths, chemistry, and physics, you can join our private class. You can meet me one-on-one for the private class, or what you want to do here is join our JAMB class. So for those of you who write JAMB in 2026, I want to blast Cornell and above, I want to start reading now, right? I have 3 months blueprints. 3 months blueprint will be at the description below, so I can go check the blueprint yourself. But if you want to join the class, let me emphasize this again for those of you who want to learn. Now the class is 40,000. 40,000. Now the class is 40,000. Now, but the first 100 persons are paying 29,000. The first 100 persons are paying 29,000. Once I get my first 100 person, the price will move back to what? To 40,000. So if you want to get more details about the class, you see a link that will take you to go check more details about the class, or send me a message on WhatsApp, make your payment directly, and you start immediately. Remember, every time you waste is an advantage to someone else. Every time you waste, you are getting closer to your JAMB examination or to any exam you are writing. So that's why I want to take action immediately. Please, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Please share this video so other people can also get it. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.